Hey all, and welcome back to Arcade Spirits. I'm Agent of Mischief. Let's jump right in. Level 2, Chasing Ghosts. It is the future year 20 bleep. And you know what? Things are pretty okay. I've worked as a floor attendant at the Funplex for 2 weeks now. Hard work to be sure, but rewarding. In a spiritual sense, at least. I've helped Naomi repair pinball games. I've had tea with Francine while she reminisces about the far out 1960 bleeps. I've evacuated gamers when the kitchen accidentally caught fire. I've had numerous kids puking up nachos on my clothes. I've scraped gum off any number of surfaces. I've chased what turned out to be entirely too many spiders out of a single skee-ball machine. Okay, look. I know I'm not painting this as a very rosy picture so far, but honestly, I'm happy. I'm happy even amidst the chaos and the grossness. I'm happy and that's all that matters, right? Right, you're happy. This is the best I've seen you in ages, Raven. Before you'd come home all drained and exhausted. Now, well, you're still tired, but a good tired. My roommate, Juniper. She's taken to stopping by during her lunch break whenever she could get away from her office cubicle long enough to do so. It's still hard work, don't get me wrong. But overall, it's good work. I just feel good. Totally good and stuff.
Yes!
Good. Agreed. Super good. Double plus good. Iris, we talked about you listening into my conversations. What did I tell you about that? To pretend I wasn't eavesdropping even when I am? Exactly. You know, I'd be more upset about my creepy privacy invading digital overmistress, but I have to admit that Iris really pulled through for me. Even if she also ordered a 3-month supply of pizza bagels on my behalf.
And you have pizza on a bagel.
But Raven, when pizza's on a bagel... So, Juniper, how long do you have left on your break? Any time to squeeze in some pinball or something? I can spot you tokens. No can do. Our new assistant synergy manager arranged a team building exercise. I have to, move colored bits of paper around or something and then exchange high fives. Assistant synergy manager? That sounds like a very vague job. Nah, it's actually entry level. Good pay and right on track to middle management. Pretty cushy if a bit dull. Funny thing is that they asked me if I knew anybody who'd fit in before they started advertising for candidates, and I said nope. Who'd want to do that? When was this exactly? Oh, 2 weeks ago. So 2 weeks ago, right when I needed to find work, you told them you didn't know any good candidates for a well-paying entry-level job.
Oh, but you wouldn't have liked being an assistant synergy manager, right? Not one bit.
Juniper, please tell me you told them no because I'd already taken this job by that point, not because you forgot.
Hey, I didn't forget. I just, didn't bother telling you about the open position that night. I mean, you'd already had so many jobs you hated. I knew you'd hate being an assistant synergy manager, so I didn't feel the need to tell you. And it all worked out, right? You just spent the last 5 minutes telling me how happy you are here.
Not a lie, I was happy here indeed. Also not a lie, having packed pizza bagels for lunch, after having pizza bagels for breakfast, because we barely had enough money to cover the rent this week, pulled together. Also not a lie, Gavin constantly hiding the numbers from us, insisting things were fine, all while dryly joking about perpetually being on the edge of crash and burn. Also not a lie, that every time someone in my family tried to chase after happiness instead of stability, we fell deeper and deeper into debt and misery.
Ooh.
Raven, say something. You're scaring me. When I lost my lifeguard job, I barely reacted. Didn't care that I was impoverished again and facing an uncertain future. I guess one of the nasty side effects of no longer going with the flow is no longer being numb to the reality of your situation. But I shouldn't feel upset. I've been genuinely enjoying my time at the Funplex. I don't need some grand reason why when I feel this good deep down inside. I have no right to be angry or upset at losing an opportunity to save for a more stable future, right? It's okay, I'm where I want to be. So I won't be angry or upset. Simple as that. I decided I was done compromising, right? Done with settling, going with the flow. I wanted to be the one to break the family curse. I chose this path of my own free will, even if I didn't have all the facts at the time. But if I'm going to be honest, boundless confidence doesn't cover the simple fact that I chose to be vulnerable rather than safe. If the arcade closes, if anything else goes wrong, still, no need to dump all that on Juniper. It's okay, Juniper, you were right. I'd have hated that job. Things are great here.
Oh, good. You were kind of freaking me out. Trust me, it's the right decision. You'd learn to loathe working at my office, like I do. I mean, sure, the pay is good, and you get solid health insurance, and paid vacation time, and they have a sweet coffee shop right in the lobby. And these really great chairs that support your lower back, like $1,000 chairs from Sweden crafted by master chairsmiths.
Juniper, I said it's fine. Everything is fine. Honestly, I'm okay. I mean, I won't deny that job would have been a safer bet. I want to contribute my fair share to the apartment rent, you know? What's done is done. I'd rather look forward than back.
Right. Forget I said anything. Please, forget I said anything. I'm sorry. I should have told you. I shouldn't have held that back. But I still wouldn't have pushed you to take the job. It's totally horrible at my office. You'd have been miserable there, like me.
Juniper, it's cool. You're right. I'd have hated it. Okay, good. I've got a good feeling about all this. I think you're right where you need to be, even if I was, kind of awful about getting you here. Hey, I gotta go back to the office. Have a good lunch, okay? I can feel a distant rumble of a frozen box of pizza bagels taunting me from the recently repaired employee break room. Yeah, okay, and you have a good rest of the hours of your day, yeah? You bet! I'm okay with this. Everything is fine. Right? Right? What I need right now is distraction. Frozen pizza bagels are most certainly not it. Pocket money is really slim, but I think I need to step out for some fresh air and treat myself to a better lunch than that. And hey, maybe some company too. Nice and distracting. Talking to someone about anything other than this. Let's see, who's available? Let's talk to Ash. It's not often that both floor attendants can go on break at the same time. I should take advantage of that and see if Ashley wants to grab some chow. On the plus side, I will not be lunching with Pinky the Funplex Flamingo. She's in her civvies today.
Oh, hi!
Hey, Raven. What's up? Kitchen on fire again? Not yet, and to avoid that happening again, I suggest having lunch somewhere else. You know, I was just about to suggest that. Both about burning out the kitchen and going out for a bite. Sounds great. Maybe taking a breather and stepping outside these walls will help take my mind off of everything that happened this morning. And Ashley always has a story to get lost in. Maybe I could get some pointers. Oh, hey. I know where we could go. You haven't been to the whole story yet, have you? No, not yet. I'm existing off of all these pizza bagels. I do love me some pizza bagels, especially the sausage ones. I wonder how they make those tiny little sausages fit on those bite-sized morsels. Like, is it on a conveyor belt with lots of sharp blades? Chopping down at insane speeds? You wouldn't want to be caught under that, no way. Focus, Ashley. Whole story? Oh yeah, it's an adorable little bookstore that also sells coffee and donuts. Get it? Whole story. Not a fan of puns, I take it. Nevertheless, I got a hankering for some mini donuts. Let's go. Despite coming to this little strip mall for 2 weeks, I hadn't actually visited our neighbors. Mostly, I did whatever needed doing. Took orders from Gavin, lent a hand to Ashley and Naomi. Things like that. Whatever the job happened to call for. No more, no less. I couldn't say I'd been a part of any community outside the immediate circle of my coworkers, whereas the others visited Whole Story frequently. Ashley leads the way into a shop that smells strangely of dusty old books and sugary sweetness. I don't think I've ever been in a little independent bookstore. Or a bookstore at all, for that matter. It's 20 bleep! Who buys books in brick-and-mortar stores anymore? But despite the subdued atmosphere compared to the arcade, there are customers present and accounted for. Sipping coffee, reading old tomes, and yes, munching donuts. Ashley secures a tiny table first before directing me to the bar. Hang on, what the heck is with this menu? It's organized by the Dewey Decimal System. I'll have the Judy Bloom. It's a bunch of mini donuts. And hey, my treat, okay? I mumble out a thanks, trying not to make a big deal out of it. Cash is tight and boutique cafe pastries won't help my situation much. A pair of middle-aged guys wait taking my order. Hey, I'd like, let's go with the quirky option. One super sweet glazed chocolate sprinkle special surprise with orange juice. I'll have the Shell Silverstein.
One chocolate with sprinkles and juice. Coming up.
Second fellow puts together my order and also drops a small book of extremely silly poetry on the tray with it. Huh, a literary lunch.
With alliteration, apparently.
Say, you work at the Funplex, don't you?
Right, we've seen you walk past our doors every morning and evening.
Like clockwork, tick-tock.
Right, sorry, I should have introduced myself. Floor attendant Raven Cater. At your service. I'm your inside person for tokens and tickets.
Oh, we are lousy at video games.
Totally lousy.
But Francine's just a peach, isn't she?
Sweetest dame you'll ever meet.
Regardless, welcome to The Whole Story. I'm Ben.
I'm Matt.
No relation to the actors.
Although they're cuties, and so are we.
Oh, stop.
Stop being cute? Never.
They're just so wholesome. I don't know if they say in here, but they are in fact married, and you learn that if you take Percy to The Whole Story, which maybe I'll take him another time. Or talk to him about it another time. Who knows? Apparently sugar is available in forms other than round and holy.
Anyway, don't let us stop you from having fun on your little date.
Wouldn't dream of it.
It's not a date.
Just friends, then? Friendly friends on a play date?
Maybe the real date was the friends we made along the way.
I'd say the real friends were the friends we made along the way.
What if the way was also the real friends who were the real friends we made along the way?
Okay, now you're just being silly.
And how?
Anyway, next order, please.
The pair waves the next customer in as I return to Ashley's table with our orders in a nice decorated wooden tray.
Oh, wow!
These mini donuts are just so cute. Ashley holds up a tiny donut in her hand like a chipmunk holding an acorn. Aww. She looks down at the pastry and her eyes sparkle before she takes a bite. Closing her eyes, the corners of her mouth curl into a wide smile. Raven, it's so yummy. I could eat these all day. I wish I could have Ashley's enthusiasm about eating food. The same old pizza bagels day after day is dulling out my palate. Ashley's face changes from pure delight to concern. Hey Raven, is everything okay? You aren't your normal self today. You seem a little off. It's been an interesting morning. Kind of hard to wrap my head around everything. Hey, I know how those days go. Even if I feel lost and confused sometimes, there are days when it's especially rough. You? Seriously, Little Miss Sunshine? Really? The living embodiment of good tidings and cheer? Who are you and what have you done with Ashley? Come on now. But seriously, you're always so happy and confident, Ashley. Blindingly so, in fact. Between the cosplay passion and keeping the kitties happy, I've never seen you lose your smile.
I know it seems totally unlike me, but honestly, deep down I'm scared. I feel like I don't really know who I am. Every time I look at myself in the mirror, I don't know who this person is who is staring back at me. I mean, in my heart of hearts, I know I am Ashley Wolf, but that's all. Who am I? Who am I really? That's what I'm searching for.
That took an unusually serious tone compared to Ashley's usual chipper attitude. And I can't say I entirely get what she means about not knowing who she is. Well, no, I kinda get it considering I don't know what I want from life. What you want and who you are not often linked ideas, right? But Ashley looks so forlorn, I can't just sit by and say nothing. I won't let the silence drown her out. Is that why you cosplay? Wonder if Ashley uses cosplay as a way to help explain her world, discover things she couldn't obtain without it. Cosplay helps you find what you're looking for, right? Still looks shocked and slightly embarrassed. Whoa, how'd you guess? Are you psychic? You have to tell me if you're psychic. Those are the psychic rules. No, it just makes sense, I guess. We all have our masks, do we not? Yeah, we do. When I reflect on my life, I really do love cosplay, and I love the rush it brings. I get to be to be whoever I want, whatever I want. I can be a starship captain, an elf, a giant pink flamingo mascot even. I don't have to worry about Ashley. I can focus on being someone else. I feel awkward in my own skin. When I'm in costume, I feel like I'm at my fullest potential. I feel comfortable, but I think cosplay has really helped me understand some things about myself that I couldn't see before I started doing this. I just want to be able to love the person I am when I find them. Knowing you, I think you'll do just fine there. If you can smile for the kitties through a pink flamingo mask, you can smile for yourself. I hope so. I really do. Ashley looks off again longingly for a second before snapping back to attention. Oh my, I've just talked your ear right off.
Beep beep.
Beep beep, lunchtime is over, Raven. Right on time. Hey, thanks for listening, Raven. I mean it. And you know, if you ever want to talk about your problems, I'm here. I mean, I'm here at the Funplex, yeah. But like, I'm here for you too. That's what friends are for. And I totally know I might be overstepping my bounds here, but I feel like lately you're just going through the motions at the Funplex. Huh? No, things are great with me in the Funplex. You punch in and punch out right on time, sure. From what I've seen, Raven, you have so much potential. The flame burns deep inside. You just gotta dig down and bring out that light, you know? You'll do great things. I just know it. And I've totally delayed you long enough. We should get back to Gavin before he notices we're gone. Time for the afternoon shift. It's usually when things heat up, after the quiet mornings. More kids coming in after school, more pro gamers rolling in with crews. I'm heading back to my desk ready to take care of what needs taken care of when I'm intercepted en route. Raven, Ashley, you're both back. Good, I was hoping to catch you before we left. Ooh, what's up? Hamza's up.
Okay.
He is, huh? Okay. Ashley, I'll bring the van around shortly. Raven, you'll be flying solo today. Hang on, what's happening exactly? Who's Hamza? Hamza's a game finder and auctioneer, and gives next to no notice of when a new block of games will be going under the gavel, so we need to move. Ashley, Naomi, Francine, and I will be going to his auction for the rest of the afternoon while you run the Funplex. My first instinct is not to go along with it. Gavin's the law around these parts, but Ashley's words are still dangling away in my mind. Doing what needs doing is great and all, but maybe I need to step up a bit more. Plus, the idea of being trapped in here during our heaviest hours, no support was hardly appealing. You're trusting the Funplex to the newbie? I might burn it down. Me? Seriously? Did we learn nothing from the Great Kitchen Fire incident of 20 bleep? That Raven exudes an aura of perpetual bad luck? That cruddy old microwave exploding had nothing to do with your pizza rolls. Pizza bagels. Whatever. Hang on. I gotta say in this too, right? As a fellow floor attendant? I feel like such a third wheel at these auctions anyway. Let Raven be the third wheel and let me handle the floor. I'll be the finest third wheel you've ever met, trust me. I want to do more things than what I've been doing. Different things, new things, show some initiative, like... I suppose it wouldn't change much to bring Raven instead, but no costume time today, Ashley. I need non-plush fingers on duty in case of ticket jams. Pinky can stay in storage for the afternoon. I'm just happy to be helping folks out one way or another. I need to get the van. Wait out front, please. We'll probably be closed by the time you get back, so I'll see you in the morning. Floor attendant Ashley away. Leaving me waiting outside with my two traveling companions. Not much time to chat, however, as Gavin pulls his van and rental trailer around. Oh my, how exciting! I rarely go on adventures these days. It's just a quick trip, ma'am. Any trip is an adventure if you make it one, shall we? Four of us pile in and it's off to the highway. Gavin, consulting a driving map on his phone, leads us out of the city via a series of weird turns and back roads. Trust me, this will save time in the long run. Where's Hamza set up this time? On site, some abandoned estate just outside town. It's about to be torn down, but they found a trove of arcade games in the basement.
Woohoo!
So exciting. I love arcade raids. Arcade auctions. Raids. Auctions. You guys got an arcade English dictionary I could borrow? Francine without looking up from her knitting answers. A raid is when a bunch of collectors get together and rescue games just before they can be junked by their original owner. An auction is when someone sells off their arcade games one at a time to a crowd of active bidders. So which is this, a raid or an auction? It's both, dearie. Hamza, that sweet boy, buys up private collections before they can be thrown away. He rescues him from that terrible fate and then auctions off his finds. Sort of. Okay, now I'm fuzzy on the sort of part. I'm the newbie here, remember? Well, okay, so Hamza obviously auctions off games for cash money, but he's a very whimsical kind of guy. Once I saw him trade off a vintage Burger Time in exchange for someone's super secret chili recipe, passed down through generations of family. In other words, he's just on the edge of being a loon. It would be a lot simpler if it was just a raid. We'd pay up front, we'd declare what games we want, and cart them away. Instead, he ambushes us with these impromptu auctions and makes us come down there to entertain his whims.
Wonderful.
I think it's sweet. He wants to make sure the games go to good homes, to people who really want them, even if they can't pay. And really, we should be honored we got an invitation. He's trying to cut out the big franchise arcades like Deco's Palace and help the little guys like us. It's ineffective and relies heavily on keeping Hamza's good side. Huh. Kevin's right, this could be a lot simpler. Trading games for recipes, holding surprise auctions, currying favor, and working connections? It's convoluted to me. If he wants to sell the games he finds, he should just sell the games he finds. Thank you. Good to have someone who sees clearly on a trip like this.
Aww.
Oh, come on. Francine's right. Where's your sense of adventure? I think this is exciting. Suddenly, games. What will we find? What can we get? What mysterious bargains can we make? Who knows? We need to temper our expectations a little, I suspect.
I think not.
We don't have room to add more games, especially relics like Hamza usually deals in. What about the offsite storage unit? We can just rotate games in and out more often. Nearly full to bursting, and not cheap for us to rent on a monthly basis. I'm not saying we have to go home empty-handed. Certainly a few holes in our roster we can fill, should we find an excellent deal and beat the other bidders. But consider this, above anything else, a way to maintain relations with Hamza, even if we don't end up bidding.
Aww.
Now, Naomi. Gavin knows the numbers. I'm in favor of making our little Funplex more and more fun, but floor space is finite. And Gavin, remember, if we find some darling little game Naomi would lavish adoration upon, we can always retire an older game. Life, my young friends, is a series of trade-offs.
Well, isn't it better to, not just settle and compromise all the time?
Well, now, there are trade-offs, and there are trade-offs. It's silly to say that you should never compromise. As silly as it is to say you should always compromise. It's what you compromise that defines who you are. You're all so young yet. You've time to make mistakes in learning what trade you need to make.
Unless you don't make rent on your apartment or your stomach's growling. Iris and Juniper have pushed me to stop settling for less out of life, to stand up for myself and my happiness. And I've done just that without regret, so everything should be fine now, right? Right? New default topic diversion, the weather. Well, at least it's a nice day for an outing, right? Oh, come on! Wonderful. Glad I picked plastic bags to wrap cabinets in just in case. That's our Gavin, always thinking ahead. Trying to protect your investments, huh? From Hamza's invitation, it seems like this arcade was largely abandoned and left to rot. I'd rather not add water damage to the elements the games are already suffering. It's so sad when we come across a wonderful game that's just ruined beyond repair. Most collectors show their collections a lot of love, but others just don't care. You find old games in barns exposed to the elements that's falling apart. I suppose this is one thing we can easily agree on. It's important to take care of your games. For the resale value, you mean? A broken game's no fun to play with, and it's a shame to see a classic in terrible condition. Consider pinball. Pinball games are very prone to breakdowns, especially older ones. To experience them in their glory, you need to show them care. Even beyond a busted game earning no quarters, it feels like a waste to allow an enjoyable game to lie fallow, a waste of true potential. Huh, good point. Glad to see these two getting along better, even if Naomi keeps preemptively attacking him along the way there. With the rain pounding down on the van roof, conversation gets a bit difficult. Gradually, everyone resumes fiddling about with their phones, knitting or driving, leaving me to wonder, exactly where is this auction and or raid happening anyway? I've been driving for some time, leaving the city far behind. What would a massive trove of arcade games be doing this far out into the sticks? Maybe it's some closed down roller rink or an old bowling alley, or maybe it's a creepy old house that's likely haunted by exactly 87,194 ghosts. Ah, the classic creator luck and play, so majestically awful. Gavin pulls up alongside a number of other vans and trucks. We're in here a little late, it seems. Good grief, is this really the auction site? Creepy, definitely creepy. At least an 8 on the creepometer. An old home has character, I feel. Let's not judge it by the exterior, shall we? With all speed, the group hurries inside to get away from the weather. A large group has already gathered in the foyer for the A large group has already gathered in the foyer of the crumbling estate, but one rushes forward to greet us in a blur as the others pay little mind.
Greetings, friends. Hamza welcomes our friends from the Funplex. Welcome, welcome. Gavin, stalwart as ever. Naomi, love what you've done with your hair. Miss Francine, a beauty surpassed only by your wisdom.
Oh, fresh.
And a new player, it seems. Who might you be?
Raven Cater.
I see. Greetings to you and yours. I am known as Hamza, seeker of antiquity, finder of things lost, player of games. And welcome to, well, not my home, but a place where Hamza shall provide hospitality regardless.
Seeker of Antiquity, 1980 bleep is antique. I was unaware Reagan-era amusement machines were antiques on par with the Turin Shroud. You have fire indeed, but rest assured, many a holy grail may lurk in the arcade below. You may even find your own relic of a holy nature by eve's end. Alas, I've not a moment to enjoy your fine company, Raven Cater. Perhaps later, but for now, it is time. Clapping twice for attention, Hamza rallies the small crowd in the room to begin the proceedings. Friends, companions, longtime allies of the noble art of the arcade, welcome. Welcome to Donna Wood. The story begins nearly 30 years ago when legendary pop musician Donald Michael, singer of such hits as Thrilling and Mama Don't Mope, did his stately pleasure dome a decree. Here, the reclusive idol crafted a private amusement park, a petting zoo, and an arcade. Alas, she could only enjoy this paradise for a short 10 years before her tragic death. Needless to say, the estate has fallen on hard times ever since. In this year, it shall be torn down to make way for condominiums. But not before we have our say.
Friends, those games that Donna Michaels cherished still lurk one floor below, ready to be rescued from such a terrible fate. It is our moral imperative to do so. I have paid the estate owners a princely sum for the entire lot. Now, Hamza parcels them out to you. By all means, browse the collection. See which pieces sing out to you. On the far table, you shall find refreshments, grapes, sparkling wine, and delicacies from my travels. Mingle, cavote, and we shall begin the auction in 1 hour's time.
Indeed, a lavishly arranged table that probably costs more than any single arcade game she put together is descended upon by the invitees soon after. I feel like I'm attending some ancient Roman celebration of debauchery and gloom and gluttony, not an arcade raid or an arcade auction or whatever. Donna Michaels? I knew it. I should have recognized Donna Wood when we pulled in, but it was raining too hard. Who? You've never heard of Donna Michaels? She was the hottest musical act of 1980. Bleep. Naomi, I was born in 1990. Bleep. I'm totally plugging my phone into the van stereo so we can blast Girls Just Want to Play Games all the way home. First, I'm going to check out the cabinets in our arcade. I'm not really into mingling. Later. He passes off with all speed, heading for the stairs leading below. I suppose I should go network a bit. Ham's events always draw an interesting crowd of rival arcade owners. Heading for the foodstuffs, Gavin arranges himself a plate so he can have an excuse to hang around and eavesdrop on the other collectors, leaving me to do stuff. Now I see why Ashley was bored of these events. Gavin schmoozes, Naomi analyzes finds, and Francie's already napping a chair. I've got nothing to do. But when in doubt, find someone who knows what they're doing and stick to them like glue. Exactly. Go browse the games with Naomi. I'm not really interested in the arcade version of Game of Thrones going on up here. Gavin can handle these guys. Me, I want to see the legendary arcade Hamza was talking about, so I head downstairs to join Naomi. Whoa. Is this a private collection or full-fledged arcade? I was expecting a handful of games and a pool table or something, but this is easily 3 times larger than the Funplex itself. Even coated in dust and disrepair, it's awe-inspiring. And it's also hard to find anyone in this maze of tightly packed games. Invitees are browsing the available stock to decide what's worth bidding on, making it crowded as well. But eventually I locate Naomi practically cuddling a narrow-looking TMNT machine. Oh. Raven, look, a 2-player variant of TMNT. These were only released in the Oceania region. Such a rare find. Wait, wasn't that game originally 4-player? Why would anyone want a version with only 2 joysticks? Well, because, I mean, it's rare. It's a find. And it's less fun. Not the point. Anyway, it's hard to find one of these 2-player or 4-player. I'd love to have it for the arcade. I'd love to have that. And this one, and... Oh, if only I could take all these games home with me. I mean, some have water damage, others likely have busted CRTs and controls. They all need work, but... I recall the game she was working on when I first met her. Extensive repairs needed just to make it playable. So not only would you have to bid and win the game, but you'd have hours of work and plenty of spare parts to purchase ahead of you? I know, isn't it great? Okay, is there a nice way to say this? Do we actually have money for more new projects? Naomi, before you get ahead of yourself, stop and think. It's a question of resources above all else. Buying the game, taking parts, paying you per hour to repair it. I don't think the Funplex can support many more of these rescue projects. Ugh. You sound just like Gavin. I'd make the time, I'd work for free, I'd do whatever it takes to give these games the care and love they deserve. It's admirable that you want to devote so much time to the games, but the games we do have need your love too. Even you have your limits. You have to accept that. Naomi sighs, frustration building. It's not fair.
I know. I mean, I'm not dense. I know there's only so much we can realistically do. So many projects I can actually take on. But I wish I could do more. I wish we could do more. The Funplex has never really been a success. Even before I came on board, it was always struggling to stay afloat. I joined it because so few arcades still have the games I love. But I can't turn our situation around, can I? No matter how hard I try. This is my first job. Part of me is hoping it'll be my last job, too. That I can happily spend all my days tinkering with these wonderful games. Every kid says they want to be a fireman or an astronaut or a robot cop or something, but nobody actually ends up doing that, except me. I wanted to fix up arcade games, and that's what I'm doing. It's all I ever wanted to do. So when I see all these old, broken games, I just want to show them the love I can give. I could be happy working on them for the rest of my life.
Wow, that's dedication. And really? You went straight from school to an arcade job? I mean, I've meandered from job to job, never really sure what I wanted. That's normal, right?
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. I'm the oddball here. It's funny, I followed my heart and found just what I wanted, what I needed, and now, well, now I'm scared someday it'll all come to an end. The Funplex will close.
If the Funplex goes under, I really don't know what I'm gonna do. All I ever wanted was to work in an arcade. And I'm literally living my dream.
Okay, now I feel bad for bringing down her day. Hey, look, you never know, right? Maybe we'll get lucky. Maybe we'll find a game down here that brings in thundering herds of players. Right! It's a slim hope and we both know it, but Naomi clings to it eagerly. My low bank balance and grumbling stomach mean I need to cling to that hope as well. I made my choice. Now I need to make that choice work. We just need to find the right game, something that nobody's played in a long time, something that will tug at the nostalgia strings. It's difficult finding the right balance, especially in the year 20 bleep. A lot of these games are on life support, borrowed time. But they can be repaired, right? Well, yeah, for now. But CRTs, the monitors that power these old games, 4 LCDs and now 3 flats started replacing them, they're in short supply. Nobody makes them anymore. I mean, who buys a tube-based TV anymore? Nobody. It's all high definition and that weird 3D projection check, which looks awful. Nobody appreciates a good CRT anymore. Aren't high-def displays way cheaper, though? I've seen some old games running them in other arcades. They're wrong is what they are. These games weren't designed for pixel-perfect flat panels. They're designed for fuzzy tubes. The picture looks weird on LCD. Even 2 weeks in, I'm still fuzzy myself on a lot of this stuff. But I grew up in the internet age. I'm silicone literate. I got opinions. How about we buy some cheap and common games and gut them for spare CRTs? So it's a problem of having spare parts on hand, long term. Short of building our own factory for cranking out TV tubes, there's a temporary fix. Buy some cheap common games and use them as organ donors. And ruin a classic? Cheap and common, Naomi. Not some rare find, but one that's still readily available. We can even keep the cabinet itself so it can be restored later if need be. Point is, mixing and matching the guts will keep more fragile games afloat.
Makes sense.
Well, I mean, okay, yeah, that does make sense. And I bet I could sell Gavin on that idea too. We need more rental storage, but it'd mean less ordering parts and less downtime. Okay, I'll see if there's anything down there nobody would want and nobody would need.
Thank you.
You know, I'm glad you're here with us at the Funplex. Whether you take my side or Gavin's side, it's nice to have somebody who cares about games around. Ashley's fun, but she's way more into cosplay than gaming. But it's kind of odd, you know. What? Feeling like I'm not alone? I know that sounds dramatic, but I'm so used to toiling away in my little workshop with Ashley and Gavin not really caring about the things I love. They're kind enough to me, and friendly, well, Ashley is, but ever since you showed up, I feel like there's someone with me. It's odd. I'm not complaining, though. I guess it just takes getting used to after years of feeling perfectly content to be alone. Away from strangers, crowds, I mean, it's not really my thing. I don't like to network like Gavin does or socialize like Ashley does. And now I'm making things weird, so I'm gonna stop there. Besides, I'm just about done taking my inventory down here. How about you and I? Suddenly shouting and stomping of feet from the floor above. What the? Sounds like there's a fight or something going on up there. I think we better go see what's what. Quickly, we hurry upstairs. What's going on? I heard shouting. Hamza has ejected a representative of the Dark Carnival known as Deco's Palace from our midst. Not soon enough in Hamza's opinion. Oh, okay, I guess everything's fine then. Excuse me, I gotta get my work apron on since I'll be moving games soon. Naomi, if you don't mind, if you're changed, we should coordinate our wish list. I want to get that settled before the auction begins. No, don't leave me alone with the Baccalian Orgy Master. Excellent. Now let us resume our social amusements and jocularities. Raven Cater, we will speak, yes? Hamza leads me off, away from the chattering crowd, presumably not to eat me or yell at me or anything like that.
I make it a point to get to know all who attend my gatherings. Clearly, I have been remiss, as I allowed one who works with the hated Deco Nami to enter. Hamza would like to know you better, my friend. Not that Hamza assumes you to be a spy, of course. It is simply a matter of what is proper and right.
I'm just a floor attendant for the Funplex, not much else to say.
Come now. Surely there's more to you than that. Share with Hamza. Consider me an impartial third party. Surely there are matters that occupy your mind which would be inappropriate to air to your business partners?
Okay, this guy is clearly on a fishing expedition for Dart. Considering the high court of arcade royalty I'm supping with, maybe it's best not to give him anything. But I also don't want to make relations difficult for the Funplex if this guy is really the leading supplier of cheap arcade games. I'm secretly the royal heir of distant land. Between you and me, I'm the child of a prince, ruler of an ancient exotic kingdom. I'm hiding from an international conspiracy of assassins. I was blessed with the birthmark in the shape of Qbert, marking me as the chosen gamer of gamers. A fine attempt. Besides, I'm the true son of royalty around here, of a long-forgotten prince, no less. I can believe that. Good, it assists Hamza's mighty reputation when people believe in the images he projects. I admit to obfuscating my origins somewhat, but there are some facts I allow to circulate.
Hamza began as a mere urban explorer and hunter of rare objects for a wealthy buyer in Dubai. You see, many debts pursued me. And in return for assistance in paying them, I stocked the arcade of his dreams. In time, my patron released me entirely from the woes of debt. They were difficult years, productive years to be certain, and throughout them, Hamza learned how to use the mystique of being Hamza to better achieve his goals. Now I stand before you with power, and with hard-earned respect for that power. I leverage it to ensure that those who respect games as I do can enjoy them, even if they lack coin. But yes, I have known a hardship. We all have in the course of events. You are not alone in that condition, my friend.
Okay, so how do I get out of that condition? Do I need to indebt myself to a wealthy prince or something too?
No. You will need the will to dream, and the will to work. The will to make the trade-offs that will bring you closer to your ambitions.
Francine was mentioning something about that earlier. Wisdom and beauty, that is Francine. I'm trying not to make trade-offs, though, not to settle. My parents, they gave up on so much just to barely scrape by. That is a puzzle, is it not? What to trade? Allow me to regale you with the story. Hamza makes a sweeping gesture to the beautiful ruin of the Donwood mansion and to an oil painting hanging on the wall. And one time, Donna Michaels was a star on the rise. She had all she could ever desire and indulged in her desires all day long. But so indulgent was she that she failed to maintain the work that brought her here. After her second album didn't meet expectations, she lost interest. For years, she lurked in these walls as a recluse, playing games for hours and hours. Rumor has it she was found dead within her beloved arcade, hands still wrapped around a glowing joystick. She starved to death, lost in a game. I'd say that's ridiculous, but I've seen Percy play for hours and hours at a time. And now her lost and aimless spirit haunts this very place. Adrift as a ghost in the machine. Too spoopy for me, man. Too spoopy indeed, and obviously a grim fairy tale rather than reality. But I feel there is some important truth. But I feel there is an important truth buried in the myth. I ask you, was Donna's life spiritually satisfying? She didn't need to make any more albums. She wanted for nothing and had everything. You could even say she died doing what she loved, playing games. Okay, but she still died. No getting around that.
Hamza agrees.
Precisely. So many years thrown away, refusing the world around her in favor of a dream. A dream is a lovely thing, Ravencator, but you must balance a dream in one hand and the world in the other, at all times. Naomi, she clings to her dream. Gavin, he clings to the world. Neither of them are truly happy as a result. And what of you, Ravencator? Did you seek to truly be happy? Well, duh, what else was I going to say except yes? But Hamza pressed a finger to my lips to silence me. Hold that thought, the auction is about to begin. Hamza claps twice, calling the room to attention.
Greetings, friends.
Friends, let us proceed to the arcade below. We have many games to bid on, all of which must be out the door by morning. As always, I will accept alternate bids, but test not the patience of Hamza, as your bid is not a serious offer. The hours grow short. Any titles which to find no takers will go to my own collection, but my hope is to find a happy home for every machine, one which will love and respect these games. Most of this room in particular to follow as a group files downstairs. This way, this way! A bunch of folding chairs have been set up in front of a large HD TV. One of Hamza's assistants loads up a photo slideshow of the games on offer as the group settles in. Hey, shouldn't Francine be here for this? It's technically her money. You could trust the two of us to make the right decisions on purchasing games. Plus, I'd hate to interrupt her nap, or her knitting, or both. I swear she could knit in her sleep. Oh, I'm just too nervous. I think I'm gonna go browse the games again, see if there are any I missed. It's so dark down here. I swear I didn't see them all. And how about you, Raven? Want to search the auction with me, or go help Naomi search the arcade? I'm fine either way. Ultimately, you're only here to lug around our purchases out the door, or so do whatever you like. Thanks, I think. Gavin, I'll help you if you'll let me wave the paddle around. Auctioneering sounds fun. Do I get to wave our bidding paddle around? Hamza's auctions are usually a shout-out-loud affair rather than discreetly signaling, but I admire your enthusiasm. I settled in next to Gavin on one of the rickety old folding chairs. Not quite as posh as the banquet spread above, but hey, it's business time, not indulgence time.
Naomi sent me a list of games she wants me to bid on. We argued it a bit, and I managed to bring her down to 3 must-haves, and the rest would be nices. Needless to say, if the would-be-nices start bidding up, I won't be bothered.
Do we have the storage space for the would-be-nices?
Well, technically, yes.
What about the cash?
Like I said, only if they don't get driven through the roof.
Then maybe keep an open mind, right? Don't forget to see the forest for the trees while looking at the bigger picture or something.
Right. As Francine says, I know. But there are certain hard realities in play.
It has begun.
I expect mid-90s techno start blasting as the slideshow begins, but nope. Just pretty pictures of old games.
Behold.
Look at these beautiful games. They could be yours, all yours. Before we dive right in, I'd like a moment of recognition for Donna Michaels, whose spirit inhabits these halls. We who are about to rescue her games do so out of respect for her and her passions. May her soul be at peace with her beloved arcade in good hands. I thought he didn't believe in all that tall tale. Or is he just being theatrical because that is the way of Hamza? Now then, shall we commence the auction, friends? I settle in and wait for Gavin to take an interest in the games on bid. Our next item up for bid. Oh hey, I recognize this. It's a joust, just like the one I moved out to the table floor 2 weeks ago. Gavin frowns his tablet confused. Why is this on Naomi's must-have list? We already own one of these. The bidding options at a pittance, a mere $50. Gavin shakes his head ready to let it slide by. She might want it for replacement parts. That machine breaks down a lot, right? Well, having a spare in storage would mean not needing to buy more parts for it.
Impressive.
Astute, and a good reason to bid on it, I agree. Iris, give me a quick price check on the sum of all key components of the joust machine. As you wish, Mr. Cooper. Wait, you have an Iris too?
I suppose.
I can't say I like it, but yes, a previous Iris account, you have the free version, correct? I doubt it would be capable of complex queries such as this. Done. Individual components compounded together compile to $400. Gavin gets to his feet. 300, please.
Such fire.
Oh ho, at last Gavin Cooper shows his fire. Will anyone else step? $1,000 to complete my Midway collection. Well, crap.
Hamza must
Curiously,
consider
tell
this.
me, Gavin, why do you seek this game? Naomi's pride and joy is fully restored at Joust, but it breaks down frequently. I want to keep her dreams alive by giving her an organ donor. Oh, you've put Hamza in a strange position, you have, between a collector craving her holy grail and a young girl's dreams.
Sold.
But Hamza must bow to fiscal forces that keeps his fantasies afloat. Sold for $1,000. Since once he hears a bit he likes, it's all over, no going once, going twice. However, as Hamza is not without a heart, I have a mostly working copy of that game in my personal stocks that I'm meaning to restore. Gavin Cooper, I grant it to you for free. Free?
Such is the iron will of Hamza.
This is the will of Hamza. Question it not. The collector sits grumbling.
Thank you.
Thank you, Hamza. You are most kind. I am most capricious, but thank you for the praise all the same. Onward. Our next item for auction is this rather unique piece. Neat gads, that one ugly football game. It looks like the side art stickers weren't even put on there straight. The white paint is totally uneven. The marquee's been broken. The monitor has big old as-is note. Joysticks are 4 different clashing colors, and... Do I hear $50? $40? Wait. I noticed Gavin whispering. Put a bid on it.
Pardon?
Why? It's positively grotesque. I recognize the shape and the joystick colors. That's not really a football game. It's a TMNT. Naomi told me earlier that we need one of those. I thought they only had the crappy 2-player one, but it's definitely a TMNT at heart. Aha, it's a cheaply done conversion. No doubt some fool thought he'd get more profits off of sport games and lazily chopped it up. It didn't need restoration work, granted, but slowly he stands
I
up.
suppose.
I suppose I'd be willing to take it for $40. Maybe we can salvage the monitor. Good, good. All games deserve a home, even the ugly ducklings. Are there any other bids? No, not a one. Very well.
Sold.
Sold to Gavin Cooper of the Funplex. Thank you. After Gavin sits down, I swear I spotted Hamza wink at me. Does he know we just conned him, and is he okay with that?
Impressive.
You know, Raven, you're more knowledgeable about old arcade games than I thought you'd be. My parents took me to arcades all the time back when I was a kid. I had a few favorites like TMNT, Cubert, and And those were good times, better times.
Very well.
Well, I suppose you can relive those good times a little once Naomi restores that game. During your breaks after work, please. Yes, sir. I realize my demeanor is one of seriousness, but it's not like I'm an anti-fun. I enjoy a pinball game or two, for that matter. I thought those were more for the challenge, though. Order to chaos, developing mastery over the game, and so on. Which is fun for me. Fun is a highly variable concept from person to person. For example, undoubtedly Naomi is going to have considerable fun restoring that TMNT back to its former glory, precisely because it's so mutilated. Funplex provides fun in any form the visitor requires. It's my end game, the goal I reached for. The tricky part, I found, is balancing conflicting fun. Ensuring as many dreams as are realized as possible, despite reality being rather harsh about it. We need to watch our budget today if we're going to optimize that fun. Do you understand? I guess being optimal is fun for you. I suppose it is that.
Revel in the splendor.
Next, a rare find indeed, what would surely be the jewel of any collector's treasure trove, provided they are discerning collectors who appreciate such splendors. And the next game is a black and white driving game from 1970. Bleep! I give you Death Race, inspired by the movie of the same name and decorated with skulls that sparked controversy nationwide.
Seriously?
That relic is seriously on Naomi's must-have list? Absolutely not. Not only is it an ancient artifact of a bygone era, I'd rather not have angry parents mad that little Timmy run people over in a video game. They're gremlins, not humans. Very, very blurry little white blobs of gremlins. Doesn't matter, it won't earn, and earning is critical for small arcades such as ours. So let's make the Funplex a museum of amusements. Hey, you always complain about how many old games we have. Let's lean into that and open a museum of arcade excellence. We charge admissions, they're tokens, and earnings are irrelevant. I'll make little placards and stuff. You are kidding, right? Well, I was at first, but actually that sounds like a cool idea. I'm not upending our entire business model because Naomi wants a kitschy relic of the 70s. Gadzooks, what a find. I bid $200. $300. No, $500. Fine, we have 5. Do we have any numbers above that? No?
Sold.
Sold. Yeehaw! This is for the best, trust me. And that's everything on our list. Well, the must-haves and a few of the would-be nices. Now to sit and wait while Hamza grinds his way through the rest of the stock, so we can't start moving games out until the auction's complete. Naomi's not replying to text. Can you go find her? I'm sure she's around here somewhere. Let her know what we bought. Sure thing. Leaving the excitable auction master and his compatriots behind, I start wandering through the maze-like arcade of Donna Wood's private collection. Naomi? Naomi, where the heck are you? Dark and quiet back here. Where could Naomi be? Where could Naomi be? It's not like it's an infinite plane of games. There's only so many places she could hide. As I walk by a game, the screen lights up. I freeze in my tracks as my hand accidentally brushes past the glowing joystick. It seems familiar, like something from a story I heard once. Motherfucking Polybius. Hamza's tall tale. He said Donna Michael supposedly died while playing one of these games. A game with a glowing joystick. I should walk away. I should go. I have official Funplex duties. I've been very good about not gaming when I should be working. But someone's already inserted a quarter. The game is ready to play. One game shouldn't hurt, right? Just one game? I wanted to play the game. Play the game. My hands wrap around the stick as my eyes drink in the colored lights swirling on the screen. Play the game. Play the game. Play the game forever. Polybius 1980 bleep Cinesquoction GameStar. I totally butchered that, I'm sorry. This isn't real, it can't be real. I'm in there, that's me. It's just a game I have to play forever. None of this is real. Level 1, the Harpy, round start. There you are, effing worried sick. What are you doing out here? Touching strange joysticks, meeting strange people, getting into trouble. You need to stay safe, Raven. Trust me, believe in me. I can help you find your dreams. All you have to do is everything I tell you to do. You depend on me, you need me, and you'll always depend on me, always need me. I'll see to it by making sure I control everything in your life, for your own good. RPU is overprotective. It's super effective. That hurt. It really hurt. I'll hide the truth from you. I'll keep you away from every chance you have to better yourself. I won't let you leave me. You'll always need me. It's not real. It's not real. RPU is Yandere. It's super terrifying. Ow, Juniper, stop it, please. It Oh, great, I was right to hire that job opportunity in my office from you. I was right. Everything is fine. You'll never doubt me again, right? And if you do, I'll beat you up until you understand. The game. I have to win the game. I get this feeling that if I don't win, I'll never get out of here. Something's wrong. I know Juniper's not a control freak. This isn't like her. Current health, 100%. Action? I summoned forth a cleric. This foul monster is not your real me, Raven. I can see your true heart beating beneath the illusion. I banished this falsehood to show the kindness and heart of the beast. Cleric used empathy. It's super compassionate. No! I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Raven. I don't want to control you or make you feel dependent. You have your own life to lead and your own decisions to make, and I should support that. I just wanted to help you smile again. I made a mistake keeping the truth from you. I'm so sorry. Juniper, it's okay. I'm still smiling. I'm going to make this work. It's hard work, but I'm going to make my dream come true. Good. I'm glad to hear it. Good old Juniper. Kind heart as always. Okay, I can do this. I can handle this. Level 2, the Shade. Round start. This is all your fault. Nope, I officially can't handle this. The pizza bagels, the debt, the rent payments, all of it piling up, mounting up because you are a failure and will always be a failure. Family curse, the tears and the sorrow, moving from town to town, barely getting by, settling for what you can get. That's who you are forever. It's never going to change. The arcade job, it'll collapse. It's already not enough to turn back the tide. Inevitably, the arcade will close, bought out by Dekonami, and you'll be jobless, homeless, ruined, just like you deserve to be. Shade used depression. It's super unfortunate. You're better off not caring, better not feeling anything. Go with the flow, accept your fate, fall away, knowing you never really had any other option. You can't even mount this fence because I'm you, and you know I'm right. You know you're right. We'll never be happy. I can't do this. Current health 100% action? Dominant tank. I can't do this. Not by myself. And I won't be ashamed to ask for help. I summon a guardian. Wow, that's a lousy story. Let me try telling a new one. A depressed person walks into an arcade looking for direction in life. There they find an eternal optimist in a flamingo costume. Together they beat the evil monster in their heart and lived happily ever after. Canned laughter, freeze frame, roll credits. Guardian used dream. It's super aspirational. But you deserve... It doesn't have to be me. I can decide who I want to be. With everyone standing behind me, I know that if I should fall, someone will catch me. Prepare for final boss. Good, I'm ready, and I'm definitely ready to get out of here. Level 3, the Lost Soul, round start. I don't get it. Not one bit. Are you Donna Michaels? Girls just want to play games. I just wanted to be happy. I made a place where I could be happy forever. Walked inside, then locked the door and threw away the key. I got what I wanted. I was happy. I didn't struggle. I didn't try. I didn't do anything more than I had to do. Just like you. Like me, I'm not a billionaire pop princess. Also, I love how that looks like Mizingno. Neither was I. Nobody liked my second album. I wasn't meant to be a star, so I gave up. I was okay taking the money and running. You could do the same. Maintain. Eat the pizza bagels. Do everything that's asked of you. Let Juniper continue to float the rent. You're in a good place. You could stay here. You should let go. No play games forever. Be happy. No ambition, no hope, no need. You'll be fine. You'll be safe. Go with the flow. Go with the flow. Ever since my little lunch date, something's been bugging me. Maybe now I know what it is. Why did I ask to replace Ashley on this trip? I didn't have to. They didn't ask me to. Why did I do it? Because this isn't enough. Being an arcade floor attendant is enough. Living hand to mouth isn't enough. Good. Quit your job. Quit and become like me. Lose yourself in the games. Oh, I'm not quitting. That's not what I meant at all. I wanted to fight. Current health 100% action? No, I'm not fighting her. That's not what I meant either. I can make the arcade thrive, I'll thrive. It's simple math, isn't it? If I'm struggling to make ends meet, it's because the arcade itself is struggling. The solution is so simple, I'm kind of amazed I didn't see it before. The arcade should be so much more. I can lead the way, go above and beyond just doing what I'm told. I can champion the cause of the Funplex. It's my dream. I want to end the family curse, to find both success and happiness. And when the Funplex is finally the roaring success it deserves to be, with God as my witness, I shall never eat a pizza bagel again. The glitchy shade just looks at me with confusion. That sounds hard. Yeah, it kind of does, doesn't it? It's a hard path. That's how it's going to be. No, I don't think so. I think you need to stay here with me. You need to play games forever. It's so much easier, isn't it, to just let it go? I can make you see. I can keep you here, drag you down, tear you apart. I am my health bar nervously. It's still full, but that could change. I don't think Polly B is happy that I'm not giving in. I can't risk a fight with Donna. I need to get out of here, prioritize my survival. Or do I want to try and save Donna too? Defeat Polly B and rescue Donna. This is risky as hell, but nobody deserves to be trapped inside a video game forever. Assuming I'm just wildly hallucinating based on Helms' spooky tale taking root in my mind, and if this is actually real in the slightest. Donna, I'm not staying. You don't have to either. Polly B is making you feel this way. It's taking advantage of you, leveraging your depression. I know because I've been mired in depression too. I know if I can beat it, so can you. Nobody wanted me. They hated the second album. They moved on. Why not play games forever? Why not lock the doors behind me? Nobody cared. Nobody cares. Right now, there's a young woman with a phone filled with your music waiting out there. She's gonna play your whole catalog for me once I'm out of here. She cares, and I care. Maybe the jerks back in your day lost interest, but nostalgia is a heck of a thing. You could have a comeback tour. A tour? I always loved performing. The rest of the business, I hated it all. I hated the label, the industry, the backstabbing, the drugs, everything. The concerts, I loved the smiles. But it's all over, isn't it? I died. I'm not even Donna's spirit. All that's left is this simulation of me running through the subroutines of Polybius. Error, error. Raven, thank you. Thank you for trying to save me. But there's nothing left to save. I'm not real. You seem real enough to me. Error. No escape. Purpose. Code. Execute. You need to go before Polybius completes its data collection of you and disposes of the original like it did to me. I'll hold it back, and you and your BFF will do the rest. My what?
Digital BFF to the rescue!
I finally figured out how to break you out of this, but, my apologies in advance. Hang on, do I smell something burning? No escape, no escape. Erase Donna, replaced with new player. Erase. She's fading with smiling all the same. It's okay, I'm ready. Go out there and fight for your dreams, Raven. Don't give up, no matter what. I saved her as best as I could, and at least she escaped in her own way. Something smells like bacon, and I'm in a lot of pain. My conscience snaps back. My hand releases joystick immediately. Also, my pants are on fire. On an instinct, I kick off my shoes and yank my jeans down, quickly getting rid of them as fast as possible. Stamping on them, quickly I put out the flames, leaving only smoldering denim, and the melted remains of my phone. Iris! Oh no, she sacrificed herself to save my life. Wait, no, she lives in the cloud. She'll be totally fine. Still, I'm out of phone and possibly have first-degree burns, and I'm backing the hell away from that demonic video game as fast as possible. Okay, I think we're gonna leave things here. Let's look at my stats first. We are closest with Ashley, and then about tied with Naomi and Teo. And then our person we have the least stats with is Queen Bee. And we are steady and quirky. So I'm going to leave this here because I'm running out of time. But if you enjoyed the video, if you're enjoying the series, what have you, feel free to hit the like and subscribe button, maybe leave a comment, and I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye!